this is Kate from Generate Magic. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up to my last video. And so I want to make it clear that when it comes to simplicity, that even though simplicity is ideal, at the same time, there's nothing wrong with taking a course or doing a mastermind or reading a book in order to enhance and uplevel your skills. And so it's just kind of whenever you start adding layers of unnecessary complication, whenever I feel it starts to become problematic. And so an analogy that I like to use is, think of it like ice cream, like you're going to Marble Slab Creamery and they give you the ice cream, which is like the base, and then you can add whatever toppings you like, sprinkles, Reese's, chocolate sauce, or whatever it is that you want. And so you can think of your I am awareness and that connection you have with the divine that's guiding you through whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's a business or a book you're writing or a piece of art that you're working on, whatever it is, that your connection, your connection between you and God and that divine inspiration, and really just kind of you standing in your authority. That is the base. That is the ice cream. And then any skills that you want to learn along the way is the toppings, the M&Ms and the Reese's. And so I like to use this analogy not only because it's concrete, but also because it just kind of brings out the idea that anything that you add as an enhancement, as just an extra layer of nuance, should be fun, right? It should just be to kind of make the whole experience, just kind of more fun and more interesting, and just add texture and variety to it. But where it starts to become problematic is where you start to confuse the toppings for the ice cream, and you start to think that you have to have all these courses and these different, be up to date on all the latest trends and techniques, and then if you're not, then you're going to fall behind, and then you start kind of falling into analysis paralysis and comparisons and beating yourself up. And so that's when it starts to become problematic, and really it's kind of like pulling you further and further from, again, that joy, that divine inspiration that motivated you to start this business or create this work of art or do whatever it is that you're doing in the first place. And so a question you can ask yourself is this, whatever it is that you're doing, like for instance, if you do decide to take a course in order to up-level your skills, kind of ask yourself, is this taking me closer to my goal, or is it taking me further away from my goal? And then when we look at manifestation, really it's very simple. So this kind of gets back to the idea of the original simplicity that James Allen speaks of in the book The Heavenly Life. And so at its core, all of these teachings really can be summarized in one word, and that word is awareness. And to expand on it a little bit, it's asking, well, what is it that you're aware of? And we're always aware of something, and therefore we're always manifesting. And once you begin to be aware of this knowledge, then you can consciously direct your awareness and focus on what it is that you do want. And so it's very, very simple. But if we were to read a book and the book was only one word, it would be a very boring book. And so all of these teachings and all of these techniques and processes, again, you can kind of think of it as being like the toppings on the ice cream, and it just kind of enhances the experience, and it just adds nuance and variety, and it makes the experience more fun and more joyful. But the instant you start making it about the techniques and the processes, or what such and such teacher said, and arguing over among one another about what a teacher said, and that again starts to pull you further and further away from what it is that you want, and also conditioning your fulfillment and saying, I can only feel fulfilled, or I can only feel good once I master this technique, or once I fix my self-concept. And so it just becomes this whole long, arduous journey And the journey in and of itself becomes doing the techniques and processes and fixing yourself, and the healing journey, and all of that becomes kind of an end in itself, instead of being this joyful process where you're simply standing in your I am and you're guided by this divine inspiration, and everything else is just a nuance, everything else is just an enhancement. And so that's just what I wanted to, extra little touch, extra little topping that I wanted to add to my last video. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.